Major funding for this production has been provided by the New York Community Trust Q Fund. Additional support provided by Middlesex Community College Foundation, ING, and Connecticut Public Television.
Hello, my name is Adrienne Bowens-Wallace.
And I'm Cindy Martinez.
My experiences in government and as a former television news anchor have taught me something about the meaning and challenges of leadership, especially for women living and working in a man's world.
But what is a leader? I know it's someone who makes the decisions, someone who everybody else looks up to, but how does someone become a leader, and what does it take to be a good one?
Well, over the next half hour, we will be answering those questions by looking at the lives of 3 women.
3 women that came from ordinary backgrounds and are now leaders of today.
Regina Winters grew up determined that she would give families a chance to live in better conditions than she did. After getting degrees at both Harvard and Yale, she is now an urban leader and community activist for the city of New Haven, Connecticut.
A part of me is really dedicated to giving back to communities that are a lot like the ones the one that I grew up in, and ones that I frequented, in growing up, and they're really, sort of communities that are on the edge.
Tammy Eaton went from being a secretary to the first and only female program coordinator of a prominent college automotive department, proving to everyone that girls really do know something about cars.
There's still a lot of resistance to women in non-traditional careers, but I think it is getting better, and society's more accepting of it, but we're still not all the way there.
Dr. Donna Lopiano is currently Executive Director of the Women's Sports Foundation and one of the leading advocates for women's equality in sports.
I don't believe any child should be told they can't pursue their dreams. Period, end of story.
Leadership and the motivation to change the status quo doesn't grow in a vacuum. For many, there's a turning point, an event in which an individual decides that they can make a difference in the way life is lived.
In the case of our 3 women leaders, each one had a challenge or obstacle that blocked her. And for each of them, overcoming that obstacle was a motivation to become the woman in charge.
148. 149. 150. Okay, Donna, that's enough. We can stop now.
Aw, Jeffrey, I'm just getting warmed up. Besides, I throw a lot more than this every day after school.
Yeah, but that's pitching up against a barn. My hand hurts and I'm tired. Besides, don't want to wear yourself out for Little League tryouts.
You're right. Thanks a lot for catching.
That's okay. You're the best pitcher in town.
Thanks. I just hope the Little League coaches think so too.
There's your mom right up there.
Okay, now everybody listen up. Hank, you take first base. Jeffrey, catch. Donna, you pitch. Mickey, get on second. Richie and Joey, take the outfield. The rest of you guys find a position for right now, okay? I've never seen a fastball like that from someone her age. Donna, you out in the outfield now. Jeffrey, you pitch. Joey, come on in. Hey, Donna, you're up. You've got one heck of a ball player there, Mr. Lopiano.
Thanks. Her mom and I are very proud of her.
Thanks for coming down, Donna. We'll give you a call in a couple of days, okay?
Thanks, Coach.
Is a girl even allowed to play?
I don't care what sex she is. She can be on my team. Okay, guys, line up. There's enough uniforms for everyone, so don't push. Come up one at a time. We'll make sure you each get the right size.
Wow, pinstripes, just like the Yankees. I'm gonna pitch for them someday.
Excuse me, Coach. I think we have a problem here.
What seems to be the trouble, George?
No girls are allowed. It says it right here in the Little League rule book. She can't be on the team.
George, why don't you step by the dugout for a minute?
What are they talking about, Donna? You're our best player.
Yeah, if we don't have her, what'll we do?
We'll lose.
Donna, can you come over here? I'm sorry, Donna. It's in the rule book. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm afraid you can't play. No girls are allowed.
That's not fair.
Yeah, no girls are allowed sent the message that it was not okay for girls to pursue their dreams, no matter how good they were at what they did. When somebody says you don't have a chance to prove yourself, that has to be the worst thing to tell a kid. So, I think that's why I do what I do today.
At the age of 15, Donna Lopiano finally got a chance to play sports when she joined the Ray Bestos Breakettes softball team. She then went on to play in national championships in basketball, volleyball, and field hockey. She received her master's and PhD and went into collegiate athletics. Then in 1992, she took the job as executive director of the Women's Sports Foundation, where she presides to this day.
Title IX was a federal law that passed in 1972 that seemingly had nothing to do with athletics. It was one of those one-liners. If you were an education program or activity that was a recipient of federal funds, then you were prohibited from discriminating on the basis of sex. And long about 1974, someone asked the question, does this apply to extracurricular activities? And the answer was, sure does. Women's Sports Foundation was established in 1974 by Billie Jean King, a legend in women's tennis, but also a legendary advocate for the rights of girls and women in sports. We try to educate the public about the benefits of sports participation for girls and women. We distribute over 2 million free pieces of educational materials a year. We also are a grant-giving organization. We give anywhere between $10,000 and $14,000 a week out to girls' sports programs because many girls cannot participate because economically they can't afford to do so. That sport makes young boys and young girls confident and courageous, makes them capable of living in a highly competitive society, gives them the practice to do that. That sport has implications for success in life after sport. Girls who play sports are more confident, they have higher levels of self-esteem, they have better self-images. From a physiological perspective, they're at lower risk for heart disease, osteoporosis, breast cancer, sexually transmitted diseases in general. Sport keeps them out of trouble, keeps kids out of trouble. From a sociological perspective, they are more likely to graduate from high school, more likely to matriculate at college. They get better grades. They're more organized in their lives. Sport teaches you how to take care of your time. So, the gifts are incredibly numerous, especially when it comes to leadership. And you don't have to be the captain to get that. When you look at this research on female executives at Fortune 500 companies, it's just no accident that 80% played sports when they were young. Many of them credit their ability to compete, their ability to pursue excellence with practice in doing those things in sport. They demonstrate those characteristics and by their very example motivate people to be like them. If an employee sees you really working hard over and over and over and over again to shape things, a proposal, a justification for budget, but working at it, just like an athlete works at mastering dribbling or shooting, then they understand what it takes to really produce good work product. I think the thing I enjoy most about my job, especially as an administrator and a CEO of a company, is I learn something new every day. And I don't think I would continue working if I didn't. If you always weren't getting better, if there wasn't always something, wow, that's really interesting. How does that work?
Most children are born with a pacifier in their hand. Our next woman leader was born with a wrench. Tammy Eaton went on to redefine the roles of women in the automotive repair world. But she wasn't always so certain of her life's path. It took a bad experience with an old car and a lousy mechanic to finally open her eyes.
Your engine should be running fine. Should have a little extra kick after the tune-up I gave it.
Great. How much for the wiper fluid?
It's on the house.
Thanks a lot. Hope I don't see you soon.
Hey, that's a good one. Have a good day, sir.
You too.
Okay, honey, what can I do for you?
I came to pick up my car. It's the 88 wagon. The name's Eaton.
Yeah, well, we got backed up pretty bad. We didn't have a chance to get to it. Didn't you get the message when I left at your house?
House? Why didn't you call my work number? It's right here.
Well, whatever. In any case, we didn't get to it. It's not a big deal. Your head gasket just needs to be replaced.
How much will that cost me? I can't afford too much on a secretary's salary.
Well, it requires taking out the engine and partially dismantling the engine block, which could often run you well over $1,000.
What?
But don't worry about it. You're lucky you came to Joe's. Going to a dealer could cost big bucks for this kind of a problem. But I think I can fix you up for about $600.
$600? That's still a lot of money for me. But if it needs to be done, I guess I have no choice. I have to get my car running well. Are you sure this will take care of the problem?
We'll take care of it, honey. You'll be running smooth, this initial right here. You can pick it up tomorrow.
Tomorrow? My ride just left. I have no way to get home. Do you have a phone I can borrow? What happened? My car is totally useless now.
Oh, that's bad. Just as I thought, the engine seized up.
Could you have prevented it?
Yes, but that would have cost you about $400 more. Now it's going to cost you a bundle.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have paid it. Now my car is a piece of junk. How am I supposed to get to work? I could lose my job.
Whoa, honey. I would have gladly fixed it for you, but you didn't tell me you wanted the engine head replaced.
Me tell you? You're the mechanic.
There's no need to jump down my throat.
I just felt he completely took advantage of me. And, you know, it was at that point I decided it wasn't going to happen to me again. And I wanted to also not let it happen to other people.
Tammy Eaton enrolled in automotive repair at Gateway Community College and never looked back. She wasted no time in going from student to teacher and from teacher to program coordinator of the automotive technician department at Hertz. Since then, she has become a leader in the promotion of alternative fuel vehicles in her region.
I love it. You know, I get the best of both worlds. I get to work with the professional world, meeting with all the corporate sponsors and traveling, and I get to have daily interactions with students. And I think that, you know, the majority of the students are young men, and it opens up their eyes a little bit when a woman comes in and tells them about cars. And, you know, it gives them a different respect for women, and I hope in the future that that will carry over when they're out working in the real world, and they'll learn to respect a woman when they come in, not make fun of them, and, you know, for not having knowledge, and, you know, just be better all around people. Women traditionally make the majority of the decisions buying vehicles, and they make about 70% of the decisions when it comes to repairing vehicles. So I feel it's very important for the students to learn how to deal with women, talk with women, and not intimidate women. Because when the majority of your customers are women, you need to be women-friendly. When I came to Gateway, I met Mr. Francis, who was the automotive coordinator, and he gave me a tour of the program, and he basically sat down and said, "You can do this." And I just saw a spark in his eye that created such a fire within me that I knew I could do it. When I talk to students and I see a light go on in their eyes, and I say that's exactly what I felt the day that I came into this office and met with him. So I feel it's very important to have a mentor, and I try to do that with students to give them that same spark that he gave me. Why is it a man's job? They may say, well, you get dirty or, things are heavy. Today's vehicles are computer-driven. There's as many as 20 computers running a vehicle. And the knowledge that's needed to be a technician is just incredible. One statistic is there's more electronics and computer knowledge in today's cars than that sent up the first rocket to the moon. You have to be proficient with computers and electrical circuits and diagnosis, so you can be a technician without getting filthy. And, why else couldn't a woman do the job? You could make more working part-time in this field than if you had a full-time secretarial job. I know I'm going to make a difference in their life. They're always going to remember that woman automotive teacher that they had. So it's no better experience.
From an early age, our last leader recognized the frailties of the neighborhood she grew up in. Though life was tough and sometimes even dangerous in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, Regina Winters discovered something we all have: the vision and the skills to make it better.
Charisse, have you ever noticed these buildings?
What are you talking about, Regina? You mean these nappy, disgusting-looking buildings?
No, you need to really look at them. They're beautiful. We shouldn't let these buildings get this way. We should all be living in beautiful buildings.
What, where we live ain't good enough for you now?
That's not what I mean.
I think Regina means she's too good to hang with us.
No.
Hey, what's with you anyway? You think you're better than everyone? Listen, girl, if you're gonna wanna hang with us, you're gonna have to change.
Yeah, like why you always raising your hand and talking in class? You should just shut up. We're embarrassed to know you. Miss Rosen is always calling on you. You always know everything. It makes the rest of us look dumb.
Well, I don't mean it like that.
Just don't do it anymore and everything will be all right. Got it?
Okay, Charisse.
Come on out there, we're wasting time.
Hi, Mama.
Regina, sit down. We need to talk. Mrs. Rosen called me today.
What for? I'm getting good grades.
It's not about your grades. It's about your participation in class. She says you don't raise your hand anymore. What happened, Regina? You used to raise your hand all the time.
I don't know. I just don't feel like raising my hand anymore.
Does this have anything to do with those girls you hang out with?
No.
Don't play with me, Regina. If you shortchange yourself to get friends, then they're not friends worth having. The worst kind of lie you can tell is to yourself. Do you understand me?
Yes, Mama.
Good. Now get going to the library and be back before dark.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Good afternoon, Regina.
Hey, Randy.
You be careful out there, now you hear?
Hell no, you told me your jump was good.
Don't tell me my dope ain't dope. You know what happens to someone when they come up in my hood and disrespect me?
I don't care about no disrespect. All I want is my money back.
You better get the hell out of my face. I'll tap you, sucker.
Damn, give me back my money.
Get inside, big girl.
All I want is my
What?
money.
Now!
You told me your jump was good.
You better get the hell out of my face.
Damn it!
What?
Who do you trust? Who do you go to? Who do you talk to? That's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about creating places for children and families that are safe and that are nurturing. And you don't have to worry about stuff like that.
Sometimes a little girl's resolve is easily defeated by the street, but Regina persevered. She graduated Harvard and received her master's from Yale. She learned that to overcome adversity and become a leader, you need role models and mentors to lend a helping hand. Regina Winters now plays that role for others.
I am amazed at how early on I thought that I wanted to do housing. And I didn't know a whole lot about architecture and design and things like that, but I had a sense that creating spaces and drawing buildings and scenes and things like that was something that I'd be interested in doing. I am a project manager for the Office of Kenneth Borison Architects here in New Haven. Most of the projects that I oversee are urban design and community development type projects. We can't do everything in design, but we can certainly make places sort of more conducive to the kinds of lives that people should lead. LEAP stands for Leadership, Education, and Athletics in Partnership. We began planning the first summer in 1992 for a program that was going to serve children primarily in housing developments in New Haven, because I was interested in environmental studies and design and things like that. I took my kids to visit architects. I took my kids on historical tours of cities and things like that. I had a lot of mentors growing up without whom, I probably would have made different decisions. I mean, I always had people there telling me that, I could do anything I wanted to do, I could be anything I wanted to be, and I believed them. I really believed that if I worked hard, I could do anything. And then also, I had a lot, and still do, have a lot of faith in God. There are times when it's appropriate to say, I'm running this show and I'm the one you need to talk to. And there are other times when you just say, I really do pray that they learn one day that, not to judge people by the color of their skin or by their sex or by those things that are not really important. I've learned so much about people and personalities and to respect sort of the many, many different ways and backgrounds and lives that people come from and that people live, and to sort of zero in on the gifts and talents of each individual, and everybody has them. And those gifts and talents are different, depending on the age, depending on the background, depending on the level of experience in their particular field. And I learned to identify those in individuals and to use them. Not use the people, but to give them an opportunity to use their gifts in a way that made them feel good and in a way that benefited the organization as well as the communities that we serve.
From sports advocate to automotive whiz to social activist, these three women know how to get things done and know what it takes to be a leader. But what are the qualities of a good leader, and what does it take to develop them?
If you want to be good at something, it really takes a long time, and it's a matter of keeping at it over time, of insisting on a level of excellence and a level of improvement and growth that just doesn't stop.
Don't be afraid to try, because the worst thing you can get is a no. And you could keep trying, and eventually you'll get a yes, so it doesn't matter how many no's you'll get.
The game is not one of trying not to make mistakes or avoiding mistakes. The real game is never making the same mistake twice.
Probably the most effective leaders lead by example. Leaders have to be willing to work.
Valuing education, because when you're educated, it's just like having a skill. Your skill is intellectual in nature.
You just have to love what you're doing. If you love what you're doing, you won't mind putting in the extra time.
Leadership is about knowing people and about being attentive to the needs of many different kinds of people and being able to bring out the best in them.
You learn that you have lots of mentors in life, not just one. Everybody you meet has something to contribute. And you hope that you carry all that with you, that you're a sum of the best parts of everybody you meet and admire.
Go for what you like, and don't be afraid to succeed, because it's all about how hard you work, and if you want to be successful, you will.
Living the life of a person committed to the pursuit of excellence, to being the best that you can be, is the best kind of leadership for an organization.
Think outside the box, so to speak, and pursue those things, and dream. And do what you have to do to achieve those dreams. Your dreams may lead you down a different path than you think they will, but just start walking and see where they do lead.
Donna Lopiano, Tammy Eaton, and Regina Winters are three women who overcame personal obstacles to become leaders in their fields. Their leadership has helped make a difference in their communities and in society at large.
Their examples show us that leaders can come from any background, culture, race, class, or gender. And you don't have to be a politician or a CEO to affect change.
These three women didn't necessarily have leadership in mind when they started out. They became leaders because they wanted to accomplish a meaningful goal.
All it took was a determination and commitment to follow through. Now they wait for you, the leaders of the future, to take the baton and never look back.
Changes. Look where we are today and think about the changes that we see. Changes. We wouldn't have believed it yesterday. We're somewhere we never dreamed that we might be. So many ways to show our spirits are high, so high. Now we're putting it to the test, and together we'll be the best that we can be.
Additional funding for this program has been provided by Burt's Design Group, United Way, the Daphne Seabolt Culpepper Memorial Foundation, Jan Youngblood Hall and Bailey's Express, in memory of John M. Hall, Sr.